This is Hiring on All Cylinders, live from HR Tech. Hello, podcast land, and all my new friends here at HR Tech. Rob Stevenson for Hiring on All Cylinders once more, and we have another amazing episode lined up for you. I am joined by the founder of Great Hires, Ray Tenenbaum. Ray, thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me, Rob. Appreciate it.
And I want to issue you a congratulations. Your company has just won Top HR Product.
Yeah, thank you very much. Our whole team is delighted that we were able to win this award because it really shows what our customers really love what we do.
I love it. Yeah, it's huge. So it's for Great Hires' candidate interview experience platform. Do you want to kind of walk us through like what was specifically what won? Was it like the whole platform? Was it a specific feature?
Yeah, so we have a platform which has several modules to it, but our flagship product, it really focuses on an app for the candidates when they come in for an on-site interview. And that app really is around wowing the candidate when they come in and interview at your company.
Cool.
And has information about the company, the job, the people that you meet with, and the ability to give feedback about their experience directly within the tool.
Cool. So say I'm going to interview somewhere, and then do I log into Great Hires? Is it an email? How does the whole thing work?
Yeah, great question. So basically the recruiting coordinator or whoever is in charge of kind of managing your interview day sends you a notification, and that notification can come by email or by text. And there's, it just says, hey, we're confirming your interview on this day at this time. And then click here to see more information about your interview day. And what we have is what's called an encrypted link. So they just click on the link and it takes them right into our tool using the browser of whatever device they have. So our tool is actually mobile first. So it works best obviously on their phone, but it could also work on their desktop on their laptop. Or their tablet, and they do not need to download anything from any app store. It just uses the browser of any device.
Cool. Yeah, it seems like it would make sense mobile, right? You're probably in the elevator on your way up to the interview or sitting in the waiting room. You can kind of quickly go through and do your research.
And that's exactly it. It's all about researching ahead of time so you're really well prepared, whether it's knowing exactly what the job is all about or maybe even researching the people who you're going to meet with, because we provide a LinkedIn profile link of every interviewer within our system. And so you can figure out, hey, where do these guys go to school? What are their hobbies? Where do they work beforehand? So those are just a sample of the kinds of piece of information that the candidate can use to research before they show up.
Cool. So where does it pull that information from? Is it a tool for the recruiting coordinators to kind of fill out a bunch of these fields?
Yeah, so the information comes from a variety of sources. There's information at the company level that kind of gets entered into the system once when you set up the organization. So all your employer branding information gets loaded up once. It could be as very deep, specific as the directions to each of your different locations. All that kind of content gets loaded up once in the system. Then there's job-specific information that can either come from your ATS or easily just added by the recruiting coordinator. And then there's obviously candidate-specific information, so like the travel information, if you want to just put in their flights or their guest pass security, all that stuff can be done at the candidate level. So it can come either uploaded in the system, it can come from a third party, or it can be done by the recruiter specific to an individual candidate.
I love it. The good recruiting coordinators, the great ones, will take the time to put this together, but a lot of them don't have the time, or they don't do it at all, which is the worst case scenario. So, and as a candidate, that's like you kind of go in blind, and I've had to chase recruiting coordinators around and be like, hey, just wanted to know like, what should I wear? Like, where should I park? Who am I meeting with? All those kind of things.
Yeah, I'm sure people are familiar with the Talent Board and the Candidate Experience Awards. And then the data shows that 38% of candidates get only, 62% of candidates only get date and location information.
Okay.
38% get more. So the significant majority of candidates are basically showing up blind.
Exactly. Yeah, we had Kevin Grossman from the Talent Board up a minute ago, and so he was kind of talking about this and how easy it is to lose people at that stage, and if they come in blind, and then they're gonna start with a bad taste in their mouth, right?
That's exactly it. And he also probably mentioned the fact that the number one reason why people withdraw from the interviewing process is because they felt that they were disrespected during the interviewing process.
Right.
So that's a big deal if they feel like interviewers are showing up late, or they're being rescheduled, or someone asks an inappropriate question. That's a big deal, given even today the lowest unemployment rates have come out in 7 or 8 years, or maybe almost 10 years. Candidates have lots of options, so if you ain't treating them really well, they're going to go take another job somewhere else.
Exactly. You mentioned Great Hires is a very data-driven company in terms of how you go about solving your problems for your customers. So how did that drive your decision to make this platform?
So from a data perspective, it's all about measuring the candidate experience. So one of the things that I mentioned to you a little bit earlier is that we collect feedback immediately at the end of their interview day. And one of the most important questions we ask is the Net Promoter Score, which is at the end of the day, would you recommend the company that you just interviewed for to either a colleague or a friend? And we find that there's rich data on understanding that, and has a direct correlation to the Glassdoor ratings that you see in the interview space. So I did an analysis on the Fortune 500 interview rating scores. And the average positive rating for all the Fortune 500 is 65, and the average negative rating is 14%.
Yikes.
And you'd be surprised at companies that have gotten really well recognized for how great they treat their employees. They're significantly below average when it comes to the interviewing process.
Treating their future employees.
Exactly. So once you get in, they treat you like gold. But until you get in there, man, they think that they're the ones that got to be that you got to be selling to them, not them selling to you.
Exactly. No, it's a two-way street at the very least, right?
These days, you got to. If that's not your reality, then you're losing out on great candidates.
I love it. The company is Great Hires. The tool is the Candidate Interview Experience Platform. Sounds amazing. I'm going to tell my recruiting coordinators about it as soon as I get back, because I know it's going to make their life a ton easier, and much more importantly, it's going to provide our candidates with an amazing experience, and they're going to feel good about us.
And I even wrote a blog called Recruiting Coordinators, the Unsung Heroes of Talent Acquisition, which talks about how great they are and how much they make, how much they are responsible for things going great, but only tend to get recognized when things go wrong.
Exactly.
They are truly heroes.
We have so many directors of talent, heads of recruitment that come on this show, and I can't tell you how many of them have said, hire a recruiting coordinator yesterday, you need to do it, and then hire another one tomorrow. You cannot hire them early enough. Hire them early and often. They make your life so much easier.
Yes, they're worth their weight in gold.
Ray, this has been awesome. Congratulations again on the award.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. This has been great.
Thanks, Rob. I really appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to have me talk with you guys.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.